cracking my knuckles before everyone arrives. What's going on? Mulalo, DF, Hero, Ninja Rick. Is that am I saying it right? Emilo? Let me know if I am. Zach, Sammy B, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Sammy B in the house. Victory Strikers, what's going on? Hero, Juan, Harris. What's up, guys? If you're just joining, make sure you smash that like button like it owes you money. Like, bam! You might notice I'm in a different background, which I will get to that in 1 second. But yeah, smash that like button. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I said it right. All right, good. Emilo. Hope I'm saying that right for you. If I ever say anyone's name wrong, correct me so I get it right. Ninja Rick with the bam! Hit him with the dab. All right. Yeah, these books. So let's talk a little bit about my background. Hashtag I should be champion. Damn right I should be champion, and don't you forget it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother, tell your cousin, tell your uncle, tell your cousin with the you know, that cousin. You know which one I'm talking about. All right, so are you guys all right? We're already down with the wrestling talk. All right, so let's do it. Let's see what you guys have here. I'll explain the background real quick, and then I'll get to the other thing. So, I've been sick for like the past 5 days. I've been trying to get over this illness, but it's been kicking my butt, and I was actually just sleeping not that long ago, and I totally forgot to charge my phone, so I'm like, oh! So I had to go near a charger, and this is the best spot that I can find, so here we are. Let's see. Should start a new gimmick, be a luchador. You know, I can never be a luchador. I actually wore a mask for maybe one match. Hated it. Yes, I did. Ninja Rick, I did get new boots. I did. Hero says, hope you heal. I appreciate that, man. As I've said before, I have Crohn's disease, and some days it gets the best of me, and the last handful of days, it's been a problem. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Sammy B. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. We have a lot to talk about later in the Workout Wednesdays group chat. I appreciate that, DF. Thank you. Mulalo says, the draft was boring. You know, I kind of felt like it was a little boring, too. Last year, they did the same thing where Stephanie McMahon, you know, got up there and she basically did the whole thing by herself. That's not exciting. Like, you want to feel some sort of I don't know, there's a rival thing going on where somebody's really wants Raw, you know, a certain person for Raw, someone really wants somebody for SmackDown, and I feel like it really lacked that the last couple of years. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Sammy B says, Kurt Angle can't say shoestrings are 99 cents, brother, anymore. That's right, he cannot. Get better from Harris, I appreciate that. AEW is elite, so I enjoy AEW, I watch both. You guys might hear my boiler from time to time, so I'll apologize in advance. And if it gets to be too noisy, let me know, and I will find a new location if need be. Thank you, Juan. I appreciate that. So what do we think of AEW? Do we like AEW? Does it get a thumbs up, thumbs down? Ninja Rick says, Wrestle Roman Reigns. I wish I could. I would smack him around, Tribal Chief. Okay. I seem like a nice guy. I try to be. I think I'm a pretty nice guy. Right? I'm pretty nice. I think I'm pretty nice. I'm eating chips, so my typing might be bad. That's okay. You enjoy those chips. Norman, what's going on, man? What's going on? If you were to make a special WrestleMania entrance, what would it be? You know, I think if I were to make a special WrestleMania entrance, it would have to be right up the cheap wrestlers' alley. It would have to be so stereotypical, like maybe a bunch of dirty tissues come flying from the ceiling, kind of like the Street Profits and the Red Solo Cups. You know, just a bunch of used tissues drop, and maybe it drops in the audience too. It just drops all over everyone's face and in their popcorn and in their beer. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Who's my favorite wrestler? My favorite wrestler of all time is Chris Jericho. Lately, he's been kind of disappointing me, honestly, with his AEW run. Sometimes I feel like with Jericho, his biggest flaw is he sees himself differently than I think other people see him. Like, I feel like reading all of Jericho's books, I feel like he is very much like, oh, I should have been Kevin Nash. I should have been a Shawn Michaels. I should have been a Hulk Hogan. I think he always felt like he should lead a stable and that he should have been, the number one guy in a company. And I don't know, I just view him a little bit differently than he views himself, but there's nothing wrong with that. Mulalo wants to know, did I watch Impact Wrestling? I have not. I have not watched Impact in a little while, to be honest with you guys. When was the last time you watched 205 Live? Been a while since I've watched 205 Live also. Ninja Rick says, no, I wouldn't. Sammy B says, yeah, no, I wouldn't, I should say. I'm guessing he means about the dirty tissues dropping from the ceiling. I want to get the AEW video game. You know what? If it looks good, I will totally get it. Totally get it. Let's see. You're like my PE teacher. No offense, but you're very nice. Hey, I'll take it. No offense taken. No offense taken. I mean, if he's nice, how could I be offended, right? Juan says I should try out for NXT. And what I'll say to that is, you never know. You never know. Let's see. Manny says, I know this is a wrestling channel, but are you watching the World Series? And if so, who are you going for? Actually, I'll be honest with you. I have not kept up with the World Series at all. I've not kept up, honestly, with many sports. I used to be really big into football, but football has just been disappointing to me too. Like, I don't know. I just can't get into it as much as I used to. Ninja Rick says, where is Logan? Probably home. Probably home working. Or one of the two. I think he was working from home during this pandemic time, so my guess is home. Mulalo says, because Impact Wrestling is boring. What do you guys think of Impact? Let's see. Hero says, No Mercy or Here Comes the Pain. Easily, Here Comes the Pain. My favorite WWE video game of all time. Let's see. Am I rich now? I wish I was rich. I wish I was rich. Let's see. What else do we got? What other questions do you guys have? Let's see. Or what do you guys want to talk about? Let's see. If you were a general manager of what? ABA? Okay. Raggy? Enzo versus Matt. I think that would be a sweet match. I would love to fight Enzo Amore. Honestly, I would also like to fight James Ellsworth. I feel like that might be really cool. Or at least a really, really entertaining match. You know what I mean? I see we have a bunch of people here. Welcome. If you're just joining us, drop a question or even just a discussion topic. What do we want to talk about? And don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money. Let's see. What else do we hear? What else do we have here? If I were a general manager of a brand, which brand would it be? I would honestly choose Raw. If not, like I feel like I would choose Raw from a business perspective, but I would choose NXT from just a fun perspective. Could I please tap my head? It's kind of shiny. Is that what you're saying? Something like that? Most underrated wrestler. Let me think about this. There was a few during the Attitude Era. In the Attitude Era, there was so much talent that a lot of people got looked over. Like, if you go back and watch like a Gangrel match or even like a Road Dogg match, you would be like, wow, these guys are really good. So I would go back and say, check out any wrestler who is on the mid card or even on the lower card, because I guarantee you they were probably really good. Let's see. What else do we have? SM Lover, what's going on? How is it meeting Kurt Angle? Meeting Kurt Angle was awesome. I know in the video it doesn't really seem like it's awesome. It almost looks like, oh my gosh, man, he's really just burying Matt. Like, he's just digging into him. But it wasn't really like that the whole time. And he was honestly really, really cool. Actually, just recently, I was on Twitter and I had posted, a shout out to that episode of Extreme Cheapskates, and he liked it. So that was pretty cool. So he even acknowledged it and just, liked it. Juan says Matt versus Leo Rush. Although we have completely different styles, I think that might be cool too. I would love to fight Leo Rush. That'd be dope. Fat Kid says Matt enters NXT. You never know. Life is crazy. Listen, I've done so many crazy things in this life. When I think back at it, I'm like, how did I do that? How did I do that? How did I wrestle Jimmy Superfly Snuka? You know, like that's just crazy to me. It's bananas. It's wild. And I'll put it this way: I'm not done making moments just yet. The best is yet to come. So stay tuned. Let's see. Manny says you should have a live stream for an hour or two playing old video games like 2K14 or SmackDown versus Raw. You will get a ton of views and some extra ads and money. Is that something you guys would be interested in seeing? Maybe some old video games for an hour or two? Just to let you guys know, I am still working on my Twitch account. I am still working on that. I'm just trying to make sure, it's not garbage when I first started. Let's see here. Do I think Great Khali is a Hall of Famer? Unfortunately, I mean, I feel like as a, what was he, a two-time world champ? I feel like he's going to end up in the Hall of Fame, but, you know. Are you shooting this from home? I'm used to seeing all the Funkos in your office. That's from Norman. And yes, I'm actually right in front of my Sugar Mama's book collection. There's an outlet here. I was saying before, like, I have not been feeling well at all the last, maybe like 5 days. But I woke up randomly this afternoon and was like, oh crap, what time is it? And I noticed it was like about 3:30. I'm like, I didn't charge my phone. I need to hurry up and charge this because I'm about to get on here and talk to everybody. And yeah, kind of slipped my mind. So right now I'm near a charger, all plugged in. Hero says, I feel like most mid-carders are underrated. Yeah, that's true. I agree. And SM Lover says, everybody else is just second rate. And that's also true. Ninja Rick says, are you still training with your trainer? I'm assuming you mean Joel Maximo. So here's something else if you guys didn't know. Joel Maximo, who was featured in the Extreme Cheapskate episode, he's actually not the person that I train with the majority of the time. I've only trained with him a handful of times, so it was pretty cool that it worked out that way, but he's not my main trainer. So just throwing that out there. I wish there was a mask with the #1 attraction on it. You mean like a luchador mask? Can't wait to buy my mat wrestling action figure. Hell yeah. One day. Let's see. What do we have here? The first console I ever owned was, I want to say it was a Sega Genesis, as funny as that sounds. It was a Sega Genesis, and what ended up happening was I ended up getting a Nintendo from somebody. So that ended up being the oldest system I had, but the first system I ever had was a Sega Genesis. Let's see, what else do we have here? Alex said, did you enjoy the pipe bomb CM Punk did? So CM Punk was really good on the mic. Undoubtedly great on the mic. Honestly, overall, though, when I look at the grand scheme of things, I think CM Punk was a little overrated. But I did enjoy some of his promos, like the pipe bomb promo was a really good one. Time Traveler Ismail says, new background, what's up? So, yeah, I was saying before, I woke up really late and I almost kind of missed this live stream. Things happen. And, yeah, I haven't been feeling really well. So I went to sleep in the middle of the day and I decided that it was really stupid of me because I did not plug in my phone. So I had to plug in my phone, found this area here, which I thought, the book's background was a little bit different. Again, if you're looking at the book titles, just throwing it out there, you're not going to learn anything more about me through these books because none of these are mine. So, yeah. Oh, a COVID mask. Yeah, CM Lover, you can absolutely get one. If you're ever interested in getting some merch, Sammy B just got some merch delivered today. He got a cheap wrestler t-shirt, but they also have masks for, the pandemic. There's everything you can think of. I think there's book bags, there's pillowcases, there's shower curtains, anything you want, you can get it cheap wrestler style. Let's see. Should I get an Xbox 360? I want to play old WWE games. Do you think it's worth buying one in 2020? Well, you're definitely asking the wrong guy for sure because I have never owned an Xbox or any sort of Xbox system in my life. So you're asking the wrong brother for sure because my answer is going to be hell no. Hell no. Is the new Crash Bandicoot good? It is pretty good. Really difficult. Really challenging, but good. I would say, Michael B., if you haven't already, I'm sure you have, check out one of the videos because it's a lot of fun and I enjoy playing it. But there'll be a new video on Crash Bandicoot this Friday. If you got to get some sleep. All right, I'm glad you're understanding, man. I appreciate that. Did I enjoy the Nexus or the Shield more? I would say, um, that's a tough one. That's actually a tough question. I'm going to go with the Shield. I'm going to say the Shield. Let's see. What other questions do you guys have? Ninja Rick, what's going on, man? Am I still wrestling? And if so, am I going to attempt a major federation or indie? Okay, that's a really good question. So, oh man, I've been doing a lot of thinking about my wrestling career, and that's a big question. That's a big question that I might have to make you wait for. I might have to make you wait for. But I will say as much as I can now. I definitely have a plan in my head that I will be sharing on the members only page and then making a video about it shortly after, letting you guys know where my head is at. What do I plan to do as soon as I get back in the ring? What's plan number 1? So you just stay tuned. That news is coming. That news is coming very, very soon. Manny says, let's see. Oh yeah, Time Traveler. None of this is mine. None of these books are mine at all. What is my favorite submission hold? My favorite submission hold. You said the Lion Tamer. That's actually up there for me. But the Taz Mission. I've always liked the Taz Mission. And if you don't know it, check it out and make sure you're watching Taz do it because it was pretty ruthless. That's a submission I would love to bring back. SM Lover asked me about a Discord server. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. My plan was to look into that over the weekend, but I felt like such garbage that I just haven't yet. But it's on the to-do list. Let's see. Can I play Among Us with? I have not played Among Us, but I know a lot of you guys say it's good. What is it about? Like, how does Among Us play? Tell me a little bit more about it. Sell me on it. Sell me on this game. That's right. All these books belong to Sugar Mama. She has a large book collection. This is like nothing. Her book collection is kind of like my Funko Pop collection. All right, what else do we have here? Yeah, this is mostly like murder mystery, thriller kind of stuff. When did I start playing football in high school? So I I wasn't on the football team very long at all. I actually never played a game. Never ever. I think it was my freshman or sophomore year. I think it was my freshman year. No, definitely my sophomore year. Sophomore year, I joined the team. I did drills with them, did a bunch of weight training with them, and before my first game, I was like, this isn't for me. That's not for me. Wait, what? There's an imposter in a crew. Gay? Sounds interesting. Let's see. All right. So I see a few people are going to explain this to me here. New York Love, what made you who you are today in your life, looks, style? Good question. Good question. All right. So, where do I start with that one? I've always been a cheap person. We'll start with the cheap stuff. Get that out of the way. I've always been a cheap person. I've always liked to save money. I'm not a very materialistic person, despite how my studio looks. I know my studio is pretty good, but that is one of my main sources of income. I have to take care of the studio because that's where a lot of people come to record music, and it's got to look good. It's got to look good. So that's something that I've definitely invested in. Anything with you guys I've invested in, like this YouTube channel. I'm going to just lower this a pinch. Okay, there we go. That's better, right? And as far as look and whatnot, so I started shaving my head when I was like 20. I noticed my hair was getting a little light in certain areas, and I was like, you know what? Let's get rid of this. Let's just get rid of it. I had a mohawk for a while, and I definitely dug the mohawk, and after a while decided to lose that. But I'm definitely someone who believes that if you're bald up here, you gotta have some sort of facial hair to balance it out. It can't just be like just eyebrows, especially not these eyebrows. That's like 2 caterpillars just hanging out on my face, and that's not cool. Hope that answered that question at least a little bit, right? Murder mystery where you could be a crewmate or an imposter. Okay. I don't know. It doesn't sound that great. I'll have to look into it. I'll have to look into it. Mandy says Edge versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 24 is the greatest match of all time. Better than Shawn versus Taker. I mean, I'm going to have to personally disagree, but I mean, Edge versus Taker was classic as well. So, you know, I'm not going to what's the word? Ridicule you for that, but you know. Uno says, "Are you still as cheap as you were on TLC?" I am not. I am definitely a little bit better. I don't usually have dirty tissues or anything like that. I have like at least a whole. I have more than two pairs of underwear, so you know I've definitely gotten better. I've improved in some areas. Let's see, what else do we have here? Alex, what are your thoughts on Lesnar breaking the streak? I think he was the wrong man for the job. I think they should have actually waited. There's two people I would have been okay with. Actually, three. If they were going to do it a long time ago, it should have been Randy Orton. Because at that time, Randy Orton still needed like some more career highlights. If they were going to do it sometime after that, they should have went with CM Punk. A lot of people thought this was in bad taste, but I love that CM Punk used Paul Bearer's death in their storyline because, like, what other way to get at Taker's, soul, at the Undertaker's soul, besides his wife, and they've done that already with Diamond Dallas Page. So I thought it was genius that they used Paul Bearer's death in a real real life storyline. I thought that was great. A lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, that's such in poor taste." But I'm like, I bet Paul Bearer would have wanted to do it that way. I think Paul Bearer would have been like, "Why not? Go for it." But so CM Punk would have been my second answer. My third answer would have been they should have waited for the Fiend. The Fiend still hasn't like solidified himself, even though he's a two-time WWE champion. He hasn't solidified himself as a threat. But I think beating Undertaker would have made him a threat. Norman, appreciate that, brother. Thank you. If you're just joining me, don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money. Whack it, give it a little backhand. Bam! Let's see, what else? All right, so Time Traveler also thinks Shawn versus Taker. What did I think about The Fiend taking out Retribution? I didn't mind. Retribution to me is already getting to that point where they need to hit the reset button, which is not good because it's pretty new. But I don't understand. I don't know what's going to be next for them. I can see them doing something at Survivor Series, but I feel like before WrestleMania happens, all those guys will be unmasked and we'll know who they are, and it won't be that big of a deal anymore. That's just my opinion. Fat Kid, you know what? Let me check it out first. I'd like to learn a little bit more about it before you create one. But so yeah, let me just look into it a little bit more to see if that's something that I want to do for sure. WrestleMania 30 is in my top 10 worst WrestleManias of all time. I love the ending, by the way. So, what made you dislike it so much, Manny? Now I'm curious. Who is my favorite female wrestler? Right now, my answer is Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte Flair is the best, hands down, female wrestler right now. Trish Stratus, if I'm picking someone of all time. I always had a crush on her growing up. No Wrestling IQ says, how much money? How much money do I have? Are you trying to buy me? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Who do I think is the worst wrestler right now in WWE? I don't really know. Who is it? I'm like, who is a bad wrestler? I wouldn't say many people are bad wrestlers, but some people that I don't care for would probably be like Lars Sullivan. Don't really care for Lars. Let's see. What else do we think here? Time Traveler. Honestly, I would have preferred if they gave the streak to Bray Wyatt since he already had that eerie feel. Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like he's, going to take over that role as the dark character in WWE. It's no longer going to be Kane or Taker, Boogeyman, So, The Fiend. Yeah, totally. So, let me say this. All right, no problem, Fat Kid, no problem. Just letting you guys know we are down to 5 minutes left until this stream is over. And then I will be jumping on the Wednesday workout stream, which is for members only. So if you're interested, don't be shy. You can join the Frugal Faction. Just check it out on my YouTube channel. I know I'll see the birthday boy, Sammy B there. Maybe I'll see some more of you guys as well. So definitely check that out whenever you get a chance. Let's see. So Let me ask you a question, time traveler. Who is a better woman's wrestler than Charlotte? Since that was the question I was asked. That's my question for you. What's it like being a wrestler? Is it everything you dreamed of? Nope. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, wrestling, yeah, easy, walk in the park. No, it's really grueling. It's really, really challenging. It's really difficult to stand out. And if you stand out, maybe it's in all the wrong ways. So it's definitely not easy, not a walk in the park. But there's definitely those moments where you're like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing this. I'm going to try to get to as many questions as I can, but I will say this. Don't forget, you do have the super chat option if you would like me to get to your question quicker, because there's only 4 minutes left to go. So definitely use that. Take advantage if you need to. Let's see. Let's be honest, with all the allegations and his overall wrestling skills, Lars Sullivan sucks. Yeah. Who do I think is the funniest wrestler? Ooh, MJF is pretty good. MJF actually makes me laugh, so I'm going to say him right now. Let's see. So I'm going to just go through here, and I'm going to answer the questions that grab me. Like I said, if you want, use that super chat option, but I'm going to scroll through the questions here and get through what I can. What do I think about Retribution? Their time is almost up. I think by WrestleMania, they'll all be unmasked. So I think Lacey Evans is the next Charlotte Flair. No. I just don't. What inspired me to wrestle? Honestly, just being a fan since I was a kid. I used to watch people like Chris Jericho. He had such a unique look, so I wanted to do something like that. And yeah, I was a big fan of Chris Jericho, and that inspired me to chase my own dreams. Favorite old school rapper? Ooh, that's a good question. I really enjoy Method Man, and I still think Method Man is excellent. So I'm going to have to go with Method Man for sure. The streak ending, and it was a horrible match. They canceled the tag team fatal 4-way. This is Rey Mysterio's last WrestleMania match before he left. The streak is the worst. Interesting. Let's see. Big brain time. Okay, damn it. I really can't think of a better one. And don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good female wrestlers. I mean, from Bayley to Sasha to, and like, they can all make an argument of being the best. Did I say Asuka already? Ember Moon. Like, there's a lot of options, but going with best wrestling ability and, having a lot of time to talk on the mic, I'm kind of thinking total package. And I do agree that she's in that spotlight a lot, but sometimes Charlotte just seems like someone who belongs in that role. And I'm sorry to say, I feel like it's true. MJF, what about R-Truth? R-Truth is pretty funny too, but sometimes he's a little cheesy for me. If you were in any tag team with a wrestler of you choosing, who would it be? The Rock. I was going to say Chris Jericho, but I'm going to say The Rock. Just think that would be more memorable. Sorry, Chris Jericho. I think Shorty G is worse than... Oh, what? It's a crappy gimmick, but Shorty G is an outstanding wrestler. Steven and Dexter, what's going on? What was my reaction to Mustafa Ali being the leader of Retribution? I hope it does something good for him. Right now, as a fan, it hasn't done anything good for me yet, but it's brand new. So I'm willing to give it a little more time, but I'm just hoping that good things come of it. Forgot to mention, John Cena buries Bray Wyatt. Say what? Did TNA ask me to audition again? They did not. That's okay. Do you know who the rapper Mad Child is? You know what? Yes. And Tom McDonald, I can't really get into him. I'll be honest. Tom McDonald, I really can't get into. Let's see. Am I an Aquaman fan? I can't really say I'm an Aquaman fan. I mean, he's not my, I don't hate him, but definitely not one of my favorites. If I were in a 3-person match, who would my partners would be? Chris Jericho and The Rock, for sure. All right, guys. I see you're asking more questions, but it is that time. It is time for me to wrap this thing up. I appreciate you guys so much for joining me on this live stream, number 15. Like I said before, if you would like to, you can join the Frugal faction, which is my faction, the faction of the number one attraction. Matt Saxon and everybody else is just second rate. Maybe I'll see you there. Maybe I won't. Till next time. Peace.